All right, I worked on this lab called PalsForLife. It's the description says abuse a misconfigured Kubernetes cluster. It's a medium level challenge by TryHackMe. As start, I went through this Nmap scan where I had this tech SV for the version detection, tech SC for the script scan, SS for the sync scan, which is also called the stealth scan, and went through the ports using the IP address. So Nmap scan shows that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ports open. Out of the 6, there's SSH on port 22, and there's another SSH on 30,000 port. And that is one indication that we are in a container environment, right? And the other ports, if I show you this documentation here from Kubernetes official documentation file, we have this port 6443 open, which is the typical port for API server. 10250 is open for kubelet API. And if you go towards the end for the worker nodes, 30,000 ports are typically used, and we have 30,000 ports open, SSH being one of them, NGINX and Gitea. So you will see towards the end of the recording that this Gitea and NGINX are the pods in this Kubernetes infrastructure. So starting with NGINX, it is an open source web server. It's also a load balancer. What we will do is we will try to reach this web page on that port, which we won't be able to do that because we are missing a hidden directory. We will figure that out by using GoBuster. And then once we are in that web page, we will get a password protected PDF. We will crack the password and get something out of it, right? In fact, we will get we will get a password inside this PDF file. And on this Gitea tool on port 31111, we will see an active user, Leroy, and we will associate this username with the password we will capture, and this will give us opportunity to log into the Gitea tool using a authenticated user. Then we will be finding the flag in the repository settings, and we will also exploit the webhooks the user Leroy put together to get connected to the Git software. So Gitea is a software detection version management tool, and it's using Git. And once we exploit those webhooks and commit changes and push them through, it will help us to trigger the reverse shell, and we will find ourselves inside the Kubernetes environment. Then we can use this kubelet utility to get the service token, and it will help us get authenticated. Then we will find our ways to find or to create a everything allowed type pod, and we will execute the bash on that pod, and then this will help us escape this Kubernetes environment completely, and we will be the root on that target machine and capture the remaining flags. So this is the walkthrough big picture. So let's go through the steps that we have discussed. So let's first start with this port 3180 on this IP address where we have this. Let's see, what do we have here? 3180. We have this NGINX web server. If I paste the IP address and put the 3180, the IP address for the NGINX, 249, Yeah, I should. Let me see if the machine is on. Okay, so I get this message saying that it is forbidden. So there's a chance that we have a hidden directory that we need to find out. And if I change the IP address to the IP of this target machine, 249.184, same port number, I'll be using the common list from the derb directory, derb database, and I'll be using 50 threads, which is typically 10 on the GoBuster default settings. It is a quick search because I have higher number of threads, and the results, let's see what it will show us now. Okay, it shows us that this hidden directory is /team. So if we put this /team over here, unable to connect. Let me see. Is it this? It doesn't say that though. Let's 1049. Okay. I think for some reason the port number is erased. So 3180. Okay. I need to put the socket completely over here and then /team. That should work, but it is not secure connection. So remove the S. Okay, there you go. So we have this website. All right. Now, if there's a YouTube video and some text here, and if you look at the page source, you will see an interesting base 64 encrypted text here, right? So what we will do is we can get this completely over here. I copied the encrypted text, and it says here that uninteresting file PDF. So it is there's a possibility that this encrypted text here is for a PDF file. So what I will do is I will go to my directory, empty directory, and I will nano generate a file, call it text, and paste the content inside. What you need to be careful here is that you should not include this double quotes and greater than sign. You just need to get the text, all right? And then exit, Control X, save, yes. Okay, so I have this encrypted file. So what I will do is I will open this text file, cat it out basically, and I will pipe it to base 64 decoding. I get this decoded, and then I will append it to a PDF file called, let's call uninteresting PDF. So we just concatenate this text file, and then we pipe it to base 64 decoding, and then append it as a PDF file. All right, so if we go to the directory here, open the folder, we should have this PDF file, and it is password protected. So what we can do is we can generate a hash out of it and feed it to John the Ripper, and John the Ripper can crack the password for us. So what I will do is I will take this PDF to John tool and generate a hash file of this uninteresting PDF. All right, and then use John to crack this hash for this uninteresting PDF file. It is running. It will take maybe 10-20 seconds to get this done. Okay, so this deployment part is done. All right, so okay, we need the flags. And here for the first flag, the hint is that must be hidden somewhere in the web tool. So let's keep it in our minds. So in the meantime, we see that John the Ripper get this password cracked for the PDF file. So copy that and open up the PDF file and paste the password, unlock the document, and we get a password. Right? So I recorded that password. Now, if we go to the big picture here, basically we now have the password. So let's go to this Gitea web tool. So Gitea web tool is, it comes from this Git. Basically, it is the software version management tool. Okay, and it is using Git here. So let me go to that. Get to that web tool, and the port number for that is 31111. All right. Now, HTTP, and the IP address was this here. 31111, and click there. Okay, so this is the Gitea. So this is this requires login to see the content. So we don't have the credentials yet, so we can just register ourselves as admin2 with a fake email account and password as the password. Register and sign it with admin2 that I registered, and the password is password. So this is where we are. So we are in this Gitea web tool. What I did was I went to this explore and users. So it shows that this is us, the new account, and Leroy is an active user. It has repositories and a lot of where was that? So in the dashboard, I think we were able to see the activity. But anyways, we know the username is Leroy. So why don't we try to log in here on this Gitea using the Leroy account? So Leroy is the username, and password is what we get as we get from the PDF file. This one. The chicken legs. All right, so this password, I use that. All right, so this I don't need anymore, and sign in. Yes, so I am able to log into this web tool using a Leroy username and the credential I get from this NGINX website. Now, the hint for the first flag is that must be hidden somewhere in the web tool. Well, there are a lot of things that we can explore, but if we go to settings, repositories, and this one, where else? And then and then settings, I believe. No, no. Activity. I forgot where I had this stored. Okay. So Git hooks, webhooks. Okay, webhooks. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so inside the webhooks tab, we have this secret. We cannot see it on this web page, but if you go to page source, and if you can search for flag. Okay, here we have this first flag. Flag stick to the path. Right. It's easy to find where you know where to look, basically. Okay, so it is there, and the flag 2 is get a shell. So we need to do get a shell first. So what we can do here is, this is the let's go to the settings on this Leroy account, repositories, and then Leroy. Okay, now we can look at the settings again. There you go. And look at the Git hooks. You will see that we have some hooks that the user Leroy has generated already. That's really to get these executed with an automated format. So what we can do is we can go to our reverse shell website and write down our VPN IP 10.6.34.212, and we can listen on port 4444. And I use bash, so I will stick to that. Okay, so I get this copy, and if I can insert the payload here, so this is my payload for the reverse shell. That's the part of the web Git hook. So update hook, let's check it out. Okay, it's here. So in order for us to have this running, we need to commit changes and push them, and then we will have this Git hook executed and get the payload, provide us a callback for our reverse shell. So let me open up a listener here at 4444. Now what I can do is I can go to code here and then just new file and just, let's say, trigger, let's call it trigger, and commit changes. There you go. You see, once I commit the changes, the webhook was executed and the payload gets executed and give me the callback for the reverse shell. All right, so let's see, where are we now on this data Git repositories, Leroy Jensen Git, and who we are the Git account. All right, so once we have this everything confirmed, the hint for us regarding the second flag was get a shell, and we get already. So the flag should be somewhere here, right? So we can go to this root directory and see what is in there. It's a home media. You see the root we have here, so let's try cd root ls. Okay, flag 2, so we can just cat it out. Flag 2 dot txt. Okay, so this is the second flag. Copy and paste. Okay, good. So what is the hint for the third flag? Let's take a look. Cubectl. All right. Now we now have so let's look at the content here. I'm going to root directory and looking at the content here. So we are, can I see the A and B? Okay, so we can see the environment variables here. So we can see the Kubernetes port and the paths and their corresponding IPs. So we are, since we are in this Kubernetes infrastructure, in order for us to get command executed, we need to first get authenticated, and authentication to the IP server is using the credentials of the service account, and we know that this the content of the service account is stored in a default directory, which is this one here. Let me take it. I have it recorded. So the default directory is paste. It is var/run/secrets/kubernetes.io.service account.token. So permission denied. Okay, it seems that I forgot to put this cat command because I have to cat out the command, the token, sorry. So okay, so what I did was I put cat and then the default directory where the token for the service account is stored. So basically I have the credentials of the service account through that token. So I will just copy this token. Let me make sure that I'm not missing any of the parts. Okay, so the token should be everything until this bash. So I will copy it and now we have the credentials for the service account. If we go to the big picture, we can communicate with the API server on port 6443 using kubectl, and I have kubectl installed on my Kali machine. So we can go ahead and do this kubectl comments. But what I think we should do at this point is take advantage of the alias. So what I will do is I will make an alias here and I will call it kubectl. Basically, it will be this kubectl command, and I will be using server as http://10.10.249.184, and I need to write down the port number, which is 6443, and then I will use this token, the service token, which I will just paste it here. Paste here, okay. And I will also put this insecure skip TLS verify. I'll talk about that. Just give me a second, and I can close it. So this is my alias now. So if I put kubectl, not on this machine, of course, on my target on my local host, if I say, in fact, I made a mistake here. I need to do that all in my local host. Copy here and paste here. Okay, so now it makes sense because the color is more reasonable here. No. No. All right, I will clear it out and I will write it myself. So alias here will be kubectl, and I will use this kubectl, and for the server I will be using http://10.10. 249.184.6443, and then token, and I will put it later. And then after token, I will be putting insecure skip TLS verify. Well, the reason we have this insecure skip TLS verify is that um, the service certificate, normally it gets checked for validity, and here I'm getting an error message here. By ignoring that, by not getting this verification process, what I know is that HTTPS connection will be insecure because the certificate will not be verified. But that's okay for this application because I am, in fact, the malicious actor here. So I'm already doing something which is which bypasses security expectations on this data transfer. So kubectl server, I get that. Now I need to close it. Well, the only thing that I'm missing here is the token. So it is this token here until this bash. Copy, and I can come over here and then paste it. Now I have the alias ready for okay. What I can do is just to give it a try, kubectl and get pods. It should give us the pods. Hold on, the server rejected our request for an unknown reason. Wow, what can that really be? So certificate alias. All right, just give me 1 second. Okay, I think the problem was I didn't put HTTPS. Well, as I discussed with you, because we are bypassing this certificate validation step, our HTTP connection will be insecure anyways, but I have to put as HTTPS in there. So just to clear everything up. So this is the alias that I generated. So basically this, when I type in kubectl, it will run this string inside this orange text. So it's kubectl and then connect to the server, and the token, I don't know why it doesn't show up here. The token is already recorded. All right, so the token is already here. And then I put this insecure skip TLS verification. So it works. What I can do is I can use this kubectl alias here, kubectl, and get namespaces. I can do it for get paths. So it is, and in fact, that now shows that we have two paths, NGINX and Gitea here. And remember, I told you earlier that we had two paths with these blue boxes. That's the reason I have them here. Now, what we can do from here is we can try to get the flag 3. It says kubectl, but doesn't give us the details. But one information that I find useful here is when I write down this kubectl get namespace, that's really what I am am getting here. Let me show it to you. So the namespaces, I have this default kube system, kube public, kube node list. So kube system is the namespace for objects created by the Kubernetes system. So I will be looking at this kube system namespace. All right. So what I will do kube ctl, and I will get the secrets for this kube system namespace. Huh? Secrets. Okay, so it's a long list, but towards the end you see there's flag 3. So flag 3 is part of the secrets in the kube system namespace. So what I will do then is kubectl get secrets, and now I will define the object flag 3, which is over here, and it is on this and kube system, and I can show it over here. This will tell me about it, but it will not reveal the full flag. So I need to define the output in JSON format. So paste after that, I will do tag O and JSON. With that, I should see the flag here. It's not my fault. That's the third flag. All right. So the fourth flag, let's see what it says. Can we reuse a node image? Well, it is really about this privilege escalation, and for this pod or container escape, or Kubernetes escape. But one thing that I have here is that I have this flag over here directly, but we could be using that too. So this is the base 64. You know, the secrets are kept in base 64 format, so we can just echo it and convert it to base 64 for decode from base 64 and get the flag as well. But it is also given as plain text towards inside this JSON out. Having said that, so let's look at this flag 4, and this is where we'll do this escape from the Kubernetes environment. And we had a similar example. Let me open up to you. There was another Kubernetes example by TryHackMe, and that was a tutorial in Cube. On this tutorial, that gives us a very useful website escape to the node. So here there is an article. Let me open up here, and this article is about Kubernetes pod privilege escalation. Basically, it gives us a couple of bad pods that we can create, and then once we have the bad pods created, we can run this exec command in the pod, and we will have the root on the node that is running the pod. So this we went through on this tutorial, and out of the available pods, pod 1 is the everything allowed type. So I will be using this, and it then makes a reference to a GitHub repository. And if you go to the pod and that YAML file, we can take this YAML file. You know, we need YAML files to give all the configurations for the new pod that will generate, right? So I will take this YAML file, and copy it. And here in my, I'll go to my directory here, TryHackMe. All right, so I will touch, let's say, malicious YAML, YAML, and nano malicious YAML file, paste. This is pretty much what I can use, but there is something I need to change here, and that is the image. So on that tutorial, we had a different solution here, but in this case, we can just use one of the images of the pods. So in order to reach to the image files, let's open new terminal. We can run this command, which is, let me find it. It's because I wrote it down, but I'm forgetting the content. There you go. Let me open up this first. Okay, here. This website, troubleshooting clusters. Okay, so find it. Mm, okay, so creating a container, right? One more thing. Look, I think I went too far on that. I need to uh, run the comment that will give us detailed information about the node. So let me go up and do it more slowly. Okay, kubectl get nodes. We need to use this describe. There you go. Okay, debugging an unreachable node. So it says here you can use kubectl describe node and kubectl get node or YAML to retrieve detailed information about the nodes. So I can use that command. I am already authenticated, right? So let me see. Let me hold on. Control exit. All right. So is it possible that I'm using a different terminal? Let's give it a try. There you go. So this terminal doesn't have this alias stored in the memory, let's call it. So if I type the same command over here, which is this kubectl get node or YAML, so I'm getting the detailed information about the what's that? It's the nodes, right? I'm getting the detailed information about the nodes, and here you see that I have different images. So I have NGINX image here. So I can just use that one here. And wide and copy selection here. I could use the others as well, but let's try this. So I will go to this YAML file here, nano YAML file. For the image, I can use this. Okay, the image of this NGINX pod. So on this one here, we are looking at this Kubernetes pod 2 basically. And Control X. Yes. So I remember we will be creating a pod, and for creating the pod, we need to know we need to also generate the YAML file. And here, let me get it one more time. Get pods. We use pods. We use the YAML, or we use the image file of this NGINX pod. Okay. Now the command is cubectl. Okay, and then create. I think. Hold on. Let me get this. Just give me one second. Okay, I can use that command here. Apply f and YAML file. Okay, perfect. So cubectl, and then apply, and I will be using this malicious YAML file. All right. So all the tokens and everything is inside the alias already. So once I run this, yes, the everything allowed pod is created. So let's take a look. Kubectl get pod. So let's display the pods. Okay, now we have a new fake pod. So according to what we have covered on this example here, if you run this kubectl exec into the new pod, you will find the nodes file system mounted on the host, and we will be the root. And that is really the feedback we had for that. So what I will do is I will run this kubectl exec and I will need to, there you go, I will need to get the pod names, everything allowed executable, and tag bin bash. With that, I should get the root. Very good. Okay, so now we escaped from this container, and now we are the root on the node where this pod is running. All right, so what I need to do now is find this flag, and I know the flag has the name root, so we can use this find, and we can search whole root directory, and we can search for a file type as file and name as root.txt, and this will end up giving a lot of results, so we don't want to see the standard output, so we will just discard the output, and that is here. So the root file is in that directory. Copy and cat that file. There you go. This is the last flag. Copy and paste. Oh, I think this was the PalsForLife. That was flag number 4. All right. Awesome. Everything looks good. I was slow, but I was making mistakes, but this is a little bit confusing, and this image helped me to understand where I am in this infrastructure, in this environment, because Kubernetes environment, it looks easy to run the commands, but the infrastructure may be confusing to understand in the first place. So this picture really helped me to understand where I am, and I think I have better understanding about the Kubernetes Kubernetes infrastructure after this tutorial.